Apple has just made a huge move with the iPhone 17, and the effects of this decision are going to be felt very soon. For the first time ever, Apple is making all iPhone 17 models in India. This is not just a small change, it's a massive shift. That could affect how smoothly the iPhone 17 launches, how quickly people can buy it, and how Apple runs its production in the future. The iPhone 17 is Apple's biggest release of the year, and it's set to arrive in September. To prepare, Apple has expanded its manufacturing in India on a much larger scale than before. Reports say that Apple is working with 5 factories across the country to produce every iPhone 17 model. That means whether you buy the regular iPhone 17 or the Pro versions, it will have been built in India. This is the first time Apple has done this for any iPhone lineup, making it a historic move for the company. Let's look at where this production is happening. The expansion includes Tata Group's plant in Tamil Nadu and a brand new Foxconn facility near Bangalore Airport. These factories have only recently started operating, but Apple is betting big on them. In fact, the Tata plants alone are expected to handle half of India's iPhone production within the next 2 years. That's a huge share, and it shows the level of confidence Apple has in India's manufacturing capabilities. The results of this expansion are already becoming clear. Between April and July this year, India exported nearly $7.5 billion worth of iPhones. To put that into perspective, the total for the entire last fiscal year was $17 billion. So, in just a few months, India has already reached almost half of last year's figure. According to a report from Canalys, this growth is so strong that India may now have overtaken China as the biggest supplier of smartphones shipped to the US now. Some people might wonder if customers really care where their iPhones are made. A recent poll gives us some answers. About 28% of people said yes, it matters to them. Around 46% said they only care if it affects the price. Another 12% said the only thing that matters is getting their phone on launch day, and 14% admitted they had never thought about the issue before. So the majority opinion is clear: price and availability matter most, but a significant group of people also care about the origin of their devices. There are also bigger reasons behind Apple's move. Tariffs are one of them. Apple CEO Tim Cook has already pledged $600 billion in US investments over the next 4 years. One of the main goals is to secure tariff exemptions for iPhones made in India. If Apple can avoid extra taxes, the company can keep prices competitive even with this shift in production. Of course, not everyone is pleased. China, in particular, is not happy with Apple moving more production away from its factories. Reports suggest that Foxconn, one of Apple's biggest suppliers in China, recalled hundreds of Chinese engineers who were working in India. To replace them, workers have been brought in from Taiwan and Japan, but these replacements are more expensive. This shows one of the main challenges for Apple moving production out of China is not cheap or simple. It requires new training, logistical changes, and higher costs, at least in the beginning. Still, this move is clearly part of Apple's long-term strategy. By shifting production to India, Apple reduces its dependence on China. That's important because it protects Apple from risks like trade wars, political tensions, or sudden disruptions in supply chains. Even if the costs are higher right now, spreading out production makes Apple's business more stable and secure for the future. So, what does this mean for customers like us? One of the biggest benefits could be a smoother launch for the iPhone 17. In past years, we've seen long delays and shortages when new iPhones came out. Sometimes certain models were almost impossible to find for weeks. But with more factories in India working together, Apple could have more stock ready from day one. That means people who want the iPhone 17 right away might finally get it without waiting too long. Looking beyond this launch, this step might mark the beginning of a new production era for Apple. If things go well with the iPhone 17, Apple could continue producing future iPhones in India as well. Over time, India could become as important to Apple's supply chain as China has been for many years, maybe even more important. To sum it up, Apple's choice to manufacture every iPhone 17 in India is about more than just building phones. It's about creating a new strategy for the company's future. It's about making launch day smoother for customers, balancing out global production, and giving Apple more control over where and how its devices are made. Sure, there are challenges and higher costs involved, but this could be one of the most significant shifts Apple has ever made. So when the iPhone 17 arrives next month, remember that it's not just another iPhone launch. It's also the start of a major change in how Apple operates worldwide. This move could reshape the future of Apple's supply chain, and for us as customers, it might mean faster access to new iPhones and more reliable launches. The iPhone 17 isn't just a phone, it's the symbol of Apple's new global strategy.